Hey, 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 girl. Hey, 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 girl.
Hey, melanin dripping, sweet candy coated honey bar, good looking. The way how you moving, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come push back on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance to me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance to me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, are you run the world? I let me sit face to face. Know your feet detention, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright, so gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. Hear your voice, angelic high, so amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come push back on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. Come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, y'all, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, y'all, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. Cause we still grooving. We still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, show you good energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see.
Hey, girl. So come wind back on me, I wanna see if we got good chemistry. And come wind up on me, don't hold back, y'all, just be free. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance for me, baby, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. I love how you dance and you have my attention. And dance for me, baby. Just keep it moving, cause we're still moving. I love how you dance and show off. You have my attention. And dance for me, baby, step out. Keep it moving, we're still moving. Aye. Cause we're still moving. Step out. Hey.
Yo, I think I'm gonna really give up this life. Let's try to be a better guy, But wait, man, they got a good girl, and they really feel like go treat you a certain way.
I understand. So what's up with you?
Girls. Some things about kind of resolve. I think I can just, apologize and start fresh and clear the slate, and hopefully, that will work out for me.
Well, if it makes you happy, give it a try. She deserves it, right?
Hey, give you a call and see how it works out, man.
Let me know how it goes.
For sure. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Hey baby, how you doing? Before you hang up, can you just listen for a while? I was stupid, I'll admit it. Should've never done anything to take away your smile. So I dropped my pride, all my cards are laid. I know I hurt you most definitely, and I'm trying to make it right. I wanna take away your pain. Said you need your space and you're trying to live, but I'm really hoping that you can forgive me. I'm wrong, I wrote this song, it's been too long, forgive me, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. So baby, can I come over and show you how sorry I am? I'll make you my lady tonight. Oh, if you want it, put your request in and I'll be on it. We'll make sweet love all through the night. Oh, I didn't know you would pick up the phone, and now I'm wondering if you were alone, girl. If so, just let me know. I wanna plan a rendezvous. Please forgive me, don't turn away. I wanna try again starting today, honey. I'll fight, I'll treat you right. See me tonight, I'll fix this, baby. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong. Don't you leave, no, no. I was wrong, I apologize. Oh, believe me, I do, I apologize. I was wrong. I'm sorry, ooh, I'm sorry, I am. I'm sorry, I am. Baby, ooh, I'm sorry, ooh, I'm sorry, I am. I'm sorry, I am. Baby, please, this is my apology. I was wrong, I was wrong, girl. Don't you leave, my apology. Oh, baby, please. Ooh, I was wrong, I apologize. This is my apology. I was apologize. I was wrong.
Hello?
Hey babe, what you doing?
Nothing.
Can you come over?
Yeah, not easy.
Anybody ever told ya what a woman really is? If you ever get the moment, show them how much they give. You're a shoulder I can cry on, arms I can embrace. Is to hear my deepest thoughts, protect her night and day. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You're all amazing, I try to describe. You are woman, yes you are, yes you are.
Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You have birthed the nations, a nurturer you are. You bless us with your wisdom, and you tended every scar. You have found me broken, you have shown me light. You ignited all my passions, and loved me through the night. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing, cause you have given life. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. You are all amazing. I try to describe, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are.
To be a woman is to be blessed with unparalleled intuition, to be powerful, power independent of place or position. To be a woman is to be a mother, giving birth to sons and daughters, ideas, institutions, and business ventures. To be a woman is to be the current inspiration, the future aspiration of a young lady, of a little girl.
You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're a gem, a diamond flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You're a masterpiece of harmony, a melody of life. You're an African queen flower in spring, you're one of a kind. You are mother, sister, daughter, nieces, aunties, wives. So you are amazing. I try to describe, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. Yes, you are, yes, you are, you are woman. You are woman. You are woman. You are. Yes, you are, yes, you are. You are woman. You are woman. So you are woman. Hey. And when obstacles manifest as natural, you are born for this.
To be a woman is to be the heart of the system, to be the one who brings life into our world.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of The Senate. I'm your host, Neil. Of course, you know that he is your host, Derek. Wait, hold on. Get on the hill again.
Hill.
Right, there we are. And tonight, we are here again for your Thursday edition of The Senate podcast, where I surprised you play Bumblecart.
I was just waiting for you, dog. I was just waiting on you.
Anyhow, yes, we are
Good
here.
night, Jennifer. Good to see you.
Shout out, Jennifer. We are here. What's the word, brother? What's the good word? How the plantation treating you?
Boy, the plantation is the plantation. Thursdays aren't too bad. Thursdays aren't too bad. I have some pretty good classes on Thursdays. Wednesday and Thursday are pretty decent. Friday is great. Monday, Tuesday, could be a little better. But you know, I can't complain. Thank God for a little employment. You know what I mean? What's going on your side, man?
I am cool. The week is progressing as it is, and you know, it is silly season. So seeing a lot of these memes and a lot of these tweets and just
bit too much now.
Yeah. But other than that, man, I just trying to abide, as you old people say, keep my head above water, drink my water, keep myself to myself, and doing what I gotta do. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we see Steve is here, Aston is here. We'll go to large off the educators. That's
educators,
true. Right,
for sure.
So there, as always, you gotta plug G-Syndicate. Let everybody know about the premier acapella group coming out of the Caribbean.
The man still there. We still putting in some work, getting the rehearsals. We are actually going to print for the album, so that is fantastic news. We should be getting it soon. Some new music for you guys. Greetings to you, Marlon.
What up, Marlon?
So we working towards that. Is good stuff. Hopefully we wanted to do some live shows for the new year, but you know how that going in terms of numbers, cases back up in the air and all that. Yep. We may have to do things virtually. That seems to be the way of the world now. So we're gonna put that together for everybody and get that working. We wanted to do something for Christmas too. That didn't really work out. You know, again, situations. Good night to you, Church. Good to see you as always. We wanted to do that. That didn't really work out. So we can try to get a show together and put that together for everybody and probably stream it on YouTube or something like that. Shoot, you never know, may even get on TV on one of the fancy channels on floor or something, you know. You see what happens, man. Yeah.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the Senate podcast. We stream content for you. Well, not stream, sorry. We do content for you 5 days a week. We stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. We have the live stream, as I just said, every Tuesday and Thursday at 8. We have the shorts Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So content 5 days a week. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything coming on the pipeline. And yeah, so as everybody knows, every Tuesday and Thursday we usually put something on Facebook. Derek will post something on our Facebook page. Shout out. Go check out the Senate Podcast Facebook page. You like there and give us a follow. Derek usually goes there and he starts the conversation going with a post. Now this is no different. He put up a post today and we are going to get into it tonight. So you see my man has on his hat, right? And you know, let me get it. Let me go, Reverend Marshall.
Yeah, man. See, Aston said the last short was fire. Pun intended. We see you, Aston. We see you. Let me get the drum roll for you. Yeah, man. So yeah, tonight, folks. Tonight is gonna be a little different. We're still dealing with the man-woman dynamic, but you know we tend to talk relationships a lot on the show, and tonight we're not gonna really go and delve into that, right? We're still talking man-woman, kind of, sorta, indirectly, but we're definitely talking black man for sure tonight, right? And ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, Neil, I want to ask a question which our first Prime Minister, the right Earl Walton Barrow, would have asked many, many years ago, long time ago in Bethlehem. What is our mirror image? And they're going to ask to what is our ethnic image? So the question for tonight, what is our ethnic/mirror image? Now, we've been led to believe, Neil, that black men are responsible for everything deleterious to human existence in general, and black people specifically, or some people will say specifically. Yeah, not Gulf of Mexico, but Pacific.
Man. Boo.
Yeah. As far as the world is concerned, as far as a lot of people are concerned, we are liars and cheats, homosexuals, petty criminals, jailbirds, right? If you watch movies and entertainment from the 90s. That is generally the trope and the narrative that comes out about us as black people, right? As black men in particular. We good for sporting activities, right? But not much else because, you know.
You there?
Sure.
Wait, just broke.
Yeah, man, I'm still here.
You just broke up a bit, so you may have to repeat that.
Okay, let me repeat myself then. As far as the world is concerned, we are good for sporting activities, but not much else, right? We are uneducated, unemployable, immature, delinquent parents even, and generally an embarrassment to our race, right? We've also been told right here in this very chat, and we've been led to believe so many years that, you know, black women are the most victimized. We've been told that, disadvantaged and oppressed people on earth who have to struggle along with and support the aforementioned worthless black man. They're waiting in vain like Bob Marley for black men to get themselves together. But you know me, Neil, they don't really accept these things laying down. So I want to challenge that notion tonight. Right? You see, ladies and gentlemen, under the sound of my voice, there is a certain amount of latitude and leeway that black women can get and that they've been allowed. That just is not extended to black men. And ipso facto, I believe it has led to the degeneration of our ethnic and mirror image as black people. Now, before the ladies in the chat start to lose their minds, allow me to get into it and you'll see what I mean. Right? The first thing we're going to look at is this video of some black people in a restaurant. I want you to look at the behavior of the black women and notice what the Caucasian lady in the bottom, I suspect, is going to be in the bottom left of the screen is doing. So Neil, if we can run that video and see what's up there, it'd be great. All right. So we got some people on tables and some twerking going on. Check the lady here, the Caucasian lady in the bottom left hand corner right there. And she's doing what? Okay, all right. Yeah. Fan freaking tastic. Classy. Yeah. Classy indeed. Now, you notice, right, that these black ladies, they were doing their thing. While they were doing their thing, the Caucasian lady was busy doing what? Recording. Okay. Now, who do you think she's going to share that recording with? And what do you think the comments will be? Right?
Ask the chat. Let's ask the chat.
Yeah. Chat, tell us, what do you think? Who do you think she's going to share the video with that she recorded? Who do you think she's going to share it with? And what do you think the comments will be about what we just saw on the screen, right? Feel free, drop your answers in there. That'd be great. Let me see. Let me just come out and pop in here and see what's being said. If anybody's saying anything in the chat. Yeah. Don't see anything yet. So I can push on.
Push on.
Right? No. Black women are the only people who start twerking in public here in Barbados and start walking up in a random car park for whatever reason. Hide behind the fact that it is we culture, right? Now imagine, Neil, ladies and gents in the Senate, you go to Choppers for a nice meal, or you go to Kia Shepherd to do a little shopping. Got your children with you, got your family and everything cool. And just because some woman felt the spirit, she decides to shake her ass at you and your family when you having a meal or going to do some shopping, right? And here's the thing, right, guys? Here's the thing. We all know when we think about twerking, what's the first image to come to mind? When we think about twerking, we don't think Mexican, we don't think Caucasian, Latina, if you want to call it that, right? Having said all that, the black men who are jailbirds and all that other stuff, we don't do these kinds of things, but I want you to think what the response would have been if we did, Neil. So, ladies and gents in the chat, and this might be a little touchy for some of you, right? The next topic may be a little touchy for some of you because you may not think, sorry, some of you may believe that women can do no wrong, right? Some of you may believe that men are responsible for everything. I want you to notice when you watch the video just now, most of the men in there sat quietly at their table and tried to enjoy their meal, whilst these ladies, as Mark Anthony said, these honorable men, so I'm going to say these honorable ladies were on the table shaking their asses in a restaurant. Right? So imagine if some black men decided that they were going to jump on the tables and start dancing and gyrating, grabbing their crotches and taking off their respective garments, Neil. We know the police would have been there with the quickness, and all the black men in sight would have been carried off to jail, even the ones that were not involved in the incident. Yet, the most oppressed, disadvantaged, the words that they use. We had a contributor to our chat say that. And the most disrespected and most oppressed and disadvantaged. These women do this, and everybody is bereft of utterances. The silence is deafening. But I ask the question, do we want our children to exposed to this, Neil? Ladies and gents in the chat, do you want your children exposed to this? There was a restaurant owner in Dallas who experienced a very similar situation a few months ago, and he came out and addressed it, turned off the music and everything, and he made the point that he had opened the restaurant as a place for black people to be able to go have something nice, and that this particular behavior was not what he wanted in his establishment, Neil. But do you know that the people threatened to boycott the man restaurant, and then this man was in danger of his business having to close? All because, Neil, ladies and gents in the Senate tonight, he would not subscribe to the idea of his restaurant be turning into an impromptu strip club. And speaking of the strip club, Neil, let's take a look at this next video. Right? My brother Omar, he was one of the first guests we had on the show. He sent this to me. He sent me a tweet. I had to do a little bit digging, and he said, "You know what to do." I said, "Okay, I understand the assignment, bro. I got you covered." So this next video, this is at a wedding, right, folks? So let's check it out. We are at a wedding. You want to get ahead of me, Aston? I come in. All right. You don't get ahead of me either, Neil. I know you. I know your brain turns over, right?
Brother, man,
you give me
right
you
now.
Give me a minute.
I watch it like everybody else, man.
You give me a minute, cause you know how your brain turns over.
No.
Everybody wants to be a stripper. Everybody wants to be a stripper. Here we have a brand new bride who decides that it would be a tasteful idea and a brilliant gesture to perform a lap dance for her husband in a thong at their wedding reception in front of scores of family and friends. Her mother, his mother, maybe at least one father, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews, and all the kinfolk are all witnesses to her on the floor shaking her ass at him as he tosses what looks like money at her. Now, maybe I old-fashioned, Neil, or maybe I old-fashioned, but to me, this is for the sheets and not the streets, right? Even if she's for the streets, right? But you can't say that with any
definitive
div-
conviction.
Now, I know some will say it, right, Neil? Oh, Derek, don't be so starchy and patriarchal. Because they like to throw that way, right? You can't be so starchy and patriarchal. She's doing it for her husband. And once he knows who she is, it is all good in the hood. She should be free to be her true self with him. And I agree wholeheartedly. 100%. I am certain he knows exactly who his wife is, what she's capable of, and where he met / found her. Right? But let me ask you a question, Neil. Since she's being her true self, what happens when he wants to be his true self and stay out late drinking or womanizing? Will he get the same leniency?
But you see, Derek, one is destroying family and the marriage and everything. That the other one is just a show of affection. One can argue.
Yeah. In front of everybody.
In front of everybody.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, no problem. Now, I don't know about you guys, right? But I think something should be for the privacy of your bedroom, your kitchen, your patio, your front lawn, your car, or wherever you decide to get busy. Whatever works for you, work it. Something should be for those private moments are for your husband's eyes only. I don't know about you, Neil. I don't know about you. I don't know about the men in the chat. But I don't want to attend a wedding and see the nether regions of any of my boys' wives. I just don't. But maybe, again, I may be old and old-fashioned.
Old and cold.
Yeah, old and cold. So I don't shoot I got a scarf. It may be cold for true. So if you want to see your boys' wives' nether regions at a wedding, shoot, more power to you. I don't want to see it, right? So if you get married, if the Senate podcast turns your life around and you decide, you know, I am going to get married, and I found some value. I was able to extract some value from what Neil and Derek say here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I want to get married. And I want to thank these guys for turning my life around, my personal life around. And I'm going to invite them to my wedding. Neil and I will be happy to attend. However, for my one part, I can't speak for Neil on this, but for my one part, if your wife is going to strip at the wedding, it's just send me some cake. I'll be fine. Yeah? The challenge is, right? And tonight's sermon, I was hoping it won't be too long, but I see I got a little bit more to go on, right? So we're making up for Tuesday. Mm-hmm. The challenge is, and this is a controversial one for you, a lot of black women do not care about the ethnic image of black people. A lot of them don't even care about their own image. So in the quest for some dog alerts, attention, and sometimes money, some of them are willing to do anything and everything and embarrass themselves and all of us in the process. The IG model who put pepper in her hoo-ha apparently posted the pics of her hoo-ha on Twitter. I haven't seen them, nor do I want to see them. But I want y'all to understand that in an attempt to secure the bag, to get some money, remember? Dog alerts, attention, sometimes some money. Another content creator would say DNA, dick and attention, right? We're going with dog alerts, attention, and money. This lady is willing to not only advertise her dunciness, but to also expose her privates to the world. Because those pics have gone viral, apparently. I haven't seen them. I don't want to see them. I just hope that her hoo-ha is still on fire. But no shame in her game, right? How often do we see black people just bust out in twerking in public settings? True, Lizzo went to a basketball game. They said, hey, this is the appropriate time to twerk. Her ass out. Literally, her ass out. We went to another function. They decided, you know what? This is the appropriate time for me to get up on the people table, break it down. But hey, she did a TED talk on twerking.
That's rock star life, man.
Yeah, this is what we are being known for. Like Bajan artists being known for bashment. St. Lucia got zouk, Jamaica got reggae and dancehall, Trinidad got soca. We have bashment soca. How often, Neil, do black men go on tour? How often do black men go on TV and say they don't need their women? How often do black women do and say things that no other group of women would do or say? Yeah, again, controversial. We're going there tonight. We got one more video to run tonight. So let's take a look at our last video for the night and see what's in this. This is Dulce Sloan. Dulce Sloan on a float for New Year's Eve. And she's talking about her New Year's resolution. Let's hear what she has to say.
To tell us what your resolutions are,
yes,
what your wish is for 2022.
You know what my resolution is?
Yes.
For 2022?
Yes.
No more broke dick, okay?
No more what?
No more broke dick. No more penis from a man that has no money.
Did you say broke dick?
Yeah. Oh. But it's always good. That's the problem. Wow. Can I say that on TV? Is that okay?
I ain't saying she's a broke.
Listen, all I'm saying is,
she's a gold
if
digger.
anyone who is acquiring male genitalia, it needs to be attached to someone who can also fly you to the Caribbean. I'm trying to put a blessing on my life, okay?
Come here.
Watching Mayor de Blasio.
Love the fact that she said, can you say this on TV after saying it multiple times? Love it.
You gotta love it. You got to love it. You say and then check after the fact, right? But Neil, okay. Let's read what the articles. We had some articles after this because there would be some fallout. There were some articles. So let's read what the articles had to say, Neil.
Get them on screen.
Yep. Read from the screen so that I don't.
Good to go.
Right?
Yeah, I can't hear you. It sounds like you're muted.
Sorry about that. Mm-hmm. No more broke dick in 2022. Vows Dolce Sloan to Don Lemon on CNN. Yeah, this was on CNN, right? Let's see what else we got here. Comedian Dolce Sloan became a highlight of CNN's live broadcast after she shared her personal New Year's resolution. While speaking with host Don Lemon and Alison Camerata from their celebration in New Orleans, Sloan shared that her resolution for 2022 was no more broke dick. Lemon and Camerata looked confused as they tried to figure out if she really said that. Sloan then hilariously clarified, no more broke dick. I see you, Steve. Marley, welcome to you. Hold tight, Marlon. We can get to that. Hold tight. Did you say broke dick? Yes, Sloan confirmed again before adding no more penis from a man who has no money. Sloan confirmed, adding in case of confusion, to anyone who is acquiring male genitalia, it needs to be attached to someone who can also fly you to the Caribbean, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Yeah, that's the extent of that one, right, Neil?
Yeah. And the other one should be on screen.
And the other one is on screen. So let's read what else it says. This other article says, no more broke dick in 2022, vows Dolce Sloan on CNN. Good night to you, Michael. Good to see you, my brother. Yeah? You got there for me, Neil?
The article on screen. Just give us a couple seconds.
Okay, cool. Comedian Dolce Sloan spoke truth to power during her appearance on CNN's New Year's Eve programming last night, and we are all the better for it. In what was indisputably the highlight of CNN's live broadcast, Sloan told hosts Don Lemon and Alison Camerata, live from their celebration in New Orleans, that her resolution for 2022 was no more broke dick. Off Lemon and Camerata's confused faces, Sloan clarified in no uncertain terms, no more broke dick, no more penis from a man that has no money, emphasis mine. Yeah, from the writer Lemon, who infamously gets absolutely toasted during CNN's annual broadcast, had to ask a follow-up question. Did you say broke dick? Yes, Sloan confirmed, adding in case of confusion to anyone who is acquiring male genitalia, it needs to be attached to someone who can also fly you to the Caribbean. Sloan's delivery of this pointer alone is a blessing. It is a blessing, Neil. And I see some people in the chat saying, yeah, she's a comedian. Yeah, it was a New Year's Eve show and all that. So let me crack on. Ladies and gents, Neil, there was not a word in anger, not a word of pushback. It's Sloan and her comments. As a matter of fact, you all saw the article. She's being viewed as what? A highlight of CNN's live broadcast. And as a person who spoke what? Truth to power. And just so you guys know, don't forget it, we are what? We are all better for it. Black women can say anything and get away with it in 2022, if that's what you want to know. Now, I want you to all to imagine, because you're telling me, yeah, it's a show and people get drunk on the show, and it's... Imagine if a black man went on CNN and said, no more fat women in 2022. Or no more loud, obnoxious black women. Sorry, let me take that part back. No more loud, obnoxious women in 2022.
You see, when you go with loud and obnoxious, now you're insulting.
How am I doing that?
Obnoxious? You don't know if the person's obnoxious or not.
But you don't know if I'm broke or not?
No, I mean, no, you know. Broke is not an insult, by the way. A man being broke is a fact. A woman being fat is a fact. Even though if the man said no fat women in 2022, they would get canceled. So
there we go.
You didn't even have to bring the second example.
I posit here that there would be a hue and cry across the races and genders, and everybody would come for that man, pitchforks up, and push for that man to get cancelled. On a quasi-related note, Neil, did you happen to observe the two Caucasian women on the same float as Miss Sloan when she went down that road? Did they join in? Nope. Did they laugh heartily? Nope. They smiled politely and stayed out of it and allowed the black woman on stage to denigrate her people. And for those of you who want to say, but Derek, it was all year's night, I had in drinks, forgive them. I will say it to you, a drunken tongue reveals what a sober mind conceals. Shanna Sharp says it all the time, undisputed. Got a couple of people to tell you the truth. Drunks, angry people, children. That lady spoke what? Truth to power. I want you to imagine a black man sitting on that stage and saying, hey, New Year's resolution. No more broke women.
No fat women for 2020.
No fat women. The reality is this, though. When she said no more broke dick, we all immediately had an image in our heads That included one, if not all, of the following: a do-rag, a white vest, aka a wife beater, Timberland boots. Drop some ones in the chat if that's what you saw in your mind.
You gone far. You gone far. You gone far. You gone so far.
And some big jeans.
The image that I see is a black person. No more broad dick. I wasn't thinking about white people.
There you go. So if you think, if when she said no more broad dick, if a black man in a do-rag, a white vest, aka a wife beater, and some Timberland boots came to mind, put some ones in the chat. Let me wait a second here and see what we got going. If anybody here with me, if you're with me, drop some ones in the chat, yeah? Yeah, Aston, we are all. I see you, Ramel. Good to see you, my brother.
Yo, Ramel.
See, we had an interloper. Good night to you, Fergie. Yeah? We know how it would go down. Thank you, Marlon. No. Anybody find it interesting? Tell you we going there tonight. That the only men Miss Sloan can seem to attract are broke homosexuals. Hobosexuals, not homo, hobosexuals, who apparently have good D, because she said, shoot, they'll be broke, but the D's be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Anybody find it interesting that those are the only men she attracts? You got a graphic coming up, and you can go run on screen for me very, very soon. But I think it's one of the last things I would have sent you. These are the only men she can attract. I wonder why that is. But in 2022, folks, it is easier, more entertaining, and it gets more clicks and laughs to pull out the old "these men ain't shit" card. I wonder if Miss Sloan ever considered that good men actually exist. You're just not the woman you think you are. But that's a matter for another time. Let me move on so that I can get to the end and stop talking, right? Been talking for a little bit. Why do I lay the responsibility for the rehabilitation of black people's image at the feet of black women? Why? Because only black women can save black women. They raise our children, and as such, it will disseminate the societal mores and norms, societal cultures, etc., etc. Additionally, if black men say anything, we're misogynists. Neil, we've been labeled as chauvinist, misogynist, sexist, and all the other is.
We were told pointedly that we can't speak about black women and their problems and their bodies and what to wear.
Correct. And we get a lot of pushback on the talking points we bring from people who view Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, as role models. Yeah? And I'm sure that this particular live stream, based on some of the things we're saying, that I saying right now, this live stream will be no different. We can get some pushback on this. Black men, we misogynist. White men, if they say anything, they're neo-colonialists. Yeah? If white women say anything, they're the wives of neo-colonialists. Right? The only force that can check black women is black women. Fortunately, that won't happen anytime soon because black women want to do what they want to do without consequence, even though their lived experiences have shown them en masse that life doesn't work like that. Folks, ladies and gents in the Senate, whether you want to believe it or not, actions have consequences. Whether those consequences are good or bad will be determined by the initial action itself. As the old people say, if you start wrong, you can't end right. So, ladies and gentlemen in the Senate, under the sound of my voice here on YouTube, I want to ask you as I leave you, what will be your ethnic and mirror image?
All right. Well, first let's plug. We do the housekeeping.
Yeah,
Ladies and,
man.
ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Senate podcast. We do content for you 5 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do the Senate shorts. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have this space at 8 p.m. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And let me get into it, right? No. I listen to you right there, and here's what I believe, right? I believe that when we have discussions like this, it is always important to ensure that we have the counter argument or the points people will bring as a detracting source or a detracting voice to what we say, right? So for example, what I was listening to you and I was thinking, so you are saying that the issue with the black image today is laid at the feet of black women to fix.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm saying that.
Right. So someone will come and say, but why is that the woman's responsibility? I know you just mentioned that they raise the children, etc., 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 but why are men absolved of responsibility of changing the image of black men? For example, black men perpetuate the most violent crimes, not the most violent crimes, but perpetuate most violent crime. They are, even though they don't twerk in places, they still carry guns. They still do the pew pew with the bang bang. Can't say those words.
Right.
We got us, But black men, even though they don't twerk, even though black men do not necessarily do the things that black women do in their own way, in their own right, they do things that are seen as reprehensible and disparaging to the black community, black culture, right? For example, there's rap music. Everybody knows that there's misogynistic lyrics, more so by women, more so by men than women. We know that, in terms of style and culture, the gangster wear and the gangster swag and that sort of thing are usually perpetuated by men. So why are you seemingly saying or seemingly implying that black men are absolved from doing their part in changing the stereotype of the black community?
All right, first of all, I'm not going to say that black men are totally absolved. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, though, if we go back a couple of weeks to the live stream that we would have done on Waiting to Exhale, for example, black men have been roasted from Rolanda, Ricky Lake, Oprah, Dr. Phil, all the way up to today, Steve Harvey, etc. We've been roasted, and we decided, you know what? Black men started to bring themselves up, right? They lifted themselves up by their bootstrap. They improved their lot, right? You got more black men now in the middle class than ever before. Yeah, they might not be going to college and universities and stuff like that, but more black men seeking employment, gainful employment, etc., etc., right? And why did black men do that? Why did black men do that? Because the black women said, you know what? These men ain't shit. Ain't none of them around that were for them. As the woman said on Jungle Figure, they're all dogs, etc. And black men said, you know what? We hear you. We pull yourself up. But to this point, to address the gangbanger thought now, if women decide, you know what? No conky for anybody that's run drugs. No conkeys for anybody, as Dolce Sloan said, who broke. Suddenly now, the black man has to lift himself and say, you know what? But if I get out on the street corner hole, they're making my money that way. Don't many checking for me. So at the end of the day, because women don't understand how powerful they are within their femininity, right? This meeting, matching fire with fire, that don't work. Because when you come to fight, I'm not gonna fight. If you come with a softer approach and say, listen, I don't really want this for my life. How many men we know give up things of love for the women? How many men we know, right? And that happening to this day, right? So when a woman decides, you know what, this is what I want, this is what I want for our society, or we ain't dealing with these particular men, those particular men now find themselves on the outside. Why do so many men say, you know what, I like to Tupac? There's a video of Tupac saying, you know, I used to be this nice guy and I treat the girls this way and I ain't get to play it. And when he became the Tupac that we all remember, suddenly he had women falling at his feet. Suddenly. I'm not saying that the black man is not responsible for his own image. Please don't misread me. Yeah? Because I know some of you in the chat hearing what you want to hear. I'm not saying that. The black man definitely has to take responsibility for his own image. But when the black woman encourages delinquency, recalcitrance, when you reward it, that's what you can get. Dolce Sloan says she ain't taking the more broad day in 2022. Why you was taking broad day in 2021, 2020, 2019? Why? So if a man can step to you with nothing and get access to you, why the hell you gotta bring something?
You know what, Derek? Again, I play devil's advocate, right?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Right,
here for
because
you.
Another talking point will be, you know, a lot of women do get with these guys and they do try to change these men to have ambition or to change their ways or to, you know, lead with their femininity to impart some semblance of change.
So let me start you right there. Why you get with them in the first place?
Because they believe they could change them. They believe they could change.
But why?
Because it's love. They love them. They fall in love with them. And they want to change them. They want better them.
Oh, okay. I can't say that. That'd be particularly disparaging. A truck friend of mine on the bus. I can't do that. But let me just say that there are certain women that I have never dated. Yeah? There are certain women that I probably would never date. Because as the old people would say, certain things don't line up. And I know automatically, you know what? It ain't gonna work with me. As my podcast will tell you. And I didn't have to get in bed with them to figure that out. And this is the problem. Right? If a woman does not provide a man access to her, he can't have access to her. Right? We talk about getting married and we talk about marry before you carry and stuff like that. Waiting until you get married to have sex and all that. We talk about that. But Marley's saying when it was broke, it dated a broke man. Exactly. But when you elevated yourself, you can't go up and then be saying, you know what, let me just reach back here so on.
But Derek,
because you're developing, but you ain't growing.
But then now we going back to the argument, the woman getting Yui, bettering herself, and the man is a delivery man. And then when the woman left you talking about you doing, you know, you ain't on my level no more, you ain't on my station, you left out.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is that I can see someone saying something along the lines of, which one is it? Do you want women to essentially lead with their femininity and say, you know what, we are not dealing with this, we are bettering ourselves, we are going to hold you to the same level of accountability? Or are you saying that black men who are providing and supporting black women get their education? We did a short last week where a fruit vendor got a woman, put her through school and everything, and that she became a lawyer, and then she wants to leave. So you know, which one is it?
Well, here's the thing. No, don't be confused, right? We're talking about broke, right? We're talking about broke. Who brought my putting you through school? If you get what he's saying. If you find somebody, right, and you decide, all right, I can invest in them and you going forward. And then all of a sudden that body on a higher level and decide to move on, Well, you've rolled the dice on that and you've lost, right? So this is what I'm saying. Elevate yourself by your own, thank you. Elevate yourself by your own efforts, right? Don't go and decide, you know what? I can deal with a black man today. And then when you figure that you have elevated, all of a sudden you want to punch above your weight. Excuse me. Right? We talking because you gave me two different things there just now. So give me them again. Let me deal with the first one.
Right. The first
we
one.
Talk about
the
woman leading with her femininity, etc.
Woman leading with her femininity and supporting a man.
Right.
And looking to change him, evolve him, help him get ambition, change his station, that kind of stuff.
Good. All right. We deal with that. So a woman gets with a man and she decides she wants to elevate him. That's one thing. As opposed to a woman getting with a man who ain't about nothing and giving him access to her. If you get what you're saying. Right? They're two different things. There's two different men. Right? Because you got a man that has little and want to go forward. Then there's a man who ain't got nothing and just cool who he is. Right? If you give the man who has nothing access to you, why on earth should he go and get something? He getting you for free. Getting you for nothing. Right? Next part you give me.
I honestly can't remember at any point. But you know, I said all of those devil's advocate things. The reason why I said that is because, again, how I was taught, how my father raised me is that anytime you're going into a debate, anytime you go into a conversation, you must always be prepared for the counter argument. And I know that there'll be people watching that don't fully understand how you like, you know what I mean? Like you kind of making it seem like it's only black women that's the problem here.
No.
And you're also seeming to make it like there are several different things that could be detracting from what we are saying, right? But I understand. I just want to be clear. For me, what I would say is this. I would say I think there's a very important point in your in what you said in your monologue, right? And that important message is that women are not held to an account as men are in this society, right? Women can do as they like, push back as they like, wait for bad behavior. Whereas we men, we are seen as threats. We are seen as once we do bad behavior, we must be taken down at all costs. Why? Because, you know, for example, what I would liken that situation in the restaurant with the women twerking on the tables, etc., is like men going in there and the man loud and obnoxious and, you know, putting up gun fingers and listening to music loud and that kind of thing, right? And talking.
People call the police.
Right. People call the police. Why? Because they're threatening. Now, I know there's a stark difference between men doing those things versus women dancing, right? However, it is, in my opinion, the same type of situation. For example, you're not hurting anyone. You're not necessarily attacking or hurting anyone. Sure, you're being inconsiderate in the way you're dining in that establishment, but you're not necessarily hurting anyone or damaging anyone. Point remains is that I find women have that power of, you're right, I can't say that. Good night, Natalia. Shoot. When it comes to the pushback, women push back in all situations. You cannot speak disparaging on what women, you cannot end their fun, or you made the example of
oppose.
That. Oppose. You cannot oppose them, right? So I think their power is in their femininity. You are right. I would say, to your point of broke men, there's a difference between a broke man and a man that is making low income. Right? Because a broke man is a subjective term. Like, for example, Doche is talking about a man that can't afford to fly out to the Caribbean.
Yep.
I would not necessarily.
That's luxury.
You understand? That is not broke. You understand me? So if I can't fly you out, am I considered broke? If I can't afford to fly you out somewhere, or I can't afford to carry you to a very expensive restaurant, or I can't pay for a staycation at a 5-star hotel in the tropics, am I seen as broke? Right? So right,
It's
Jennifer,
easy.
that's why I wanted to clear up, because I understood what he was saying, but I wanted to make it clear that there's a difference between broke and there's a man that has low income. For example, in the situation and the scenario I was talking about a man that's a delivery truck driver that was taking his woman to UE. That man is delivering trucks, or the man could be a carpenter, or whatever he is. The point is he is making money, his bills are paid, his woman is provided for, and he can afford to put gas in his car, right? If he has children, they're taken care of. So even though he is not necessarily buying pair of Jordans, or he ain't buying a new Xbox, or he ain't like taking trips every 2 weeks, popping bottles on cruises every week, the point is my man is living a life of stability and of
comfortable
and responsibility, right? But there are women that would elevate their status, elevate their station, get their education, etc., and then look upon him and say, you know what, I want a man to drive a Bentley instead of driving a Toyota. I want a man to fly me out and go on cruises and do staycations, right? So I want to be very clear on what we are trying to say here. We are not saying that the man that driving his woman at UE got his bills paid and taking care of the woman in a certain level or a certain means financially. We're not saying that women should leave out that man and tell you, well, you can't be a truck driver all your life, you gotta be something else or whatever. No, we're not talking about that. But there are men out there that are quite literally they lack ambition, they lack direction, and they are out there doing nefarious things, doing things that are not legal. And women get with them, and then shoot, sometimes these men are not necessarily doing things illegal. These men are probably no good, right? There are people out there that are no good. So it could be a situation where women get with this man, he's a philanderer, and then paint men by that brush. They may have a series of men that are like that. And instead of looking at themselves and saying, I'm choosing the type, they're looking and say, all men are that type. All men are that, right? So I want to be clear to explain that. No, on to the topic at hand. We have a problem in the Black community, right? Because of how we carry ourselves. I know we men, for me personally, take this very seriously, because we men, we have a negative connotation based on certain things that we do. Know. Of course, when I was younger, I used to sag my pants. Of course, when I was younger, I had big jeans, etc. Back in the day, I used to dress a certain type of way, right? It was fashionable, right? So one can argue, well, Neil, you did it when in your 20s. Yes, I did it in my 20s, but that doesn't mean it was right. I mean, that doesn't mean that, yes, I was expressing myself, but there's a difference between taking up a fashion that, you know what, let me change that, because that's not necessarily fair, because fashion is subjective, right? Fashion is subjective. So don't let me say that, don't let me put it on the fashion. However, I think it comes down to the behavior of how we do things.
I was just going
right?
to say, it's a difference between fashion and behavior.
Right. Because even though I wore baggy jeans, even though I had saggy pants and I had on a double XL shirt as a man that was 120 pounds, the point is that I was a man living in heights and terraces. I was a man that I did not carry myself a particular kind of way. It was a fashion, it was an expression. So there are things that we Black men do, though, that I find are reprehensible. And that we have to clean up, things that we do that are seen as detrimental to the Black community, right? We may not twerk, but we do things like be overly aggressive in certain situations unnecessarily. We are loud and obnoxious in certain situations unnecessarily. We don't have an understanding of time and place. We lack etiquette. We lack a certain level of demeanor. But you know what? You're absolutely right in saying that women have gotten to a space where, because let's not fool our foot, you know, a man knows for a fact when he is doing something he should not do. Like he knows. So if a man goes in a bank and say, well, forgive my language here, but we're all adults. God bless, I don't know where the F you don't our whole about the so and so place and so and so, cause you don't want to let go of my money, not and so. Right? He would get forced and told to leave. Now a woman would be told to leave, but
nobody Ain't touching that
A
lady.
woman ain't touching that woman, and if she decides to stop it there and curse, she could curse for as long as she want, but they ain't dealing with that. So, and I know people can say that there's a difference between a man cursing and carrying on and that man than a woman carrying on, because the man is a more of a threat. But
Is it? Is it though? In 2022, for equality and all that, Neil? Is it really?
Brother man,
Really?
I just saying what people will say, right? But to me, it's somebody. But I would let you know no. If you're working in a bank and you start to curse me, or a woman start to curse me, I can be like, you see this here? I ain't trying to get stabbed today, right? So let me call the police and deal with this here, because I am not doing that. Anyhow, point I'm trying to make is that we live in a society now where, and we speak about this all the time, there's a lack of accountability when it comes to women. Men are being held accountable and held to a standard, right? Me and Derek don't associate with men that sag the pants. We don't associate men with big pants and stuff like that. We don't associate ourselves with men that is smoke plant-based cigarettes on the regular. Yeah, sure, I know some friends that do it, but it's not like these men are, you know, in the street selling or anything like that, right? We don't associate ourselves with those kind of people. And we hold the people around us accountable for certain things, right? Certain behaviors. For example, I know for sure you can't get in my car and throw it at man. I was driving a family friend the other day, a man I know for decades, and the man unwrapped something and threw it away, and it was hard telling man, what you doing? You can't do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, women, as you rightly said too in your monologue, need to check women. And women are not checking women. Because I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it here. We posted the video yesterday about Drake putting the hot sauce in the condom. And, you know, very funny situation, etc. And one of our contributors commented on it and said, you know, when you're dedicated to your whole life and you got to come up with these strategies to protect yourself, right? With no mention of the young lady that went in the garbage to get the condom to place in herself. Right? How ridiculous that part is. And I think that is it. I think there is a masking of bad behavior in women where it's kind of like, you know, she just, we just, you know, sometimes she's just something. Whereas for me, man, we are put on front page.
Yep.
Where, and it's not even to say, because to me, I would have no problem if men are put on the front page, but when women do something, they're going to say, well, you know, sweet girl, can't really be taking up corners or the garbage and putting it yourself. Like, you know,
yeah.
Like, that's reprehensible. You're using children.
I was just gonna ask you, how is that not seen as reprehensible?
You weaponizing a child before it conceived.
You know what I mean? How is that not seen as reprehensible?
You are weaponizing a child.
For that to somehow end up being the man's, let me not say responsibility, because it is his responsibility, but I can get to that. But somehow being the man's burden. When this man acted responsibly, he used the condom, he disposed of it by himself, and he disposed of it appropriately.
But watch it now, Derek.
Yet still, it's his fault.
Well, hold on, Derek. I'm going to bring this here to you now. We live in a patriarchy that would have a woman in the garbage going for a condom to put in herself as so to get pregnant, to entrap this superstar to get money and come up on a bike. Because she knows that the patriarchal system will be in her. Do you know? Because it's all a luck and chance thing. If it was like, think about it. I'm going to take a condom, I'm going to put it inside me, I'm going to get pregnant, I'm going to go to the judge and say, this man got me pregnant, he has to pay child support, and that's a 50-50 chance. She is so sure that she will will the case. She is so sure that she is going to get money, that she is willing to risk carrying a child for 10 months for Drake.
Yeah.
And there's a patriarchy that wasn't really trying to tell me about. Anyhow, sidetracked. The point I'm trying to make here is that women, we men are held accountable. We know. We get cancer regular. We get tell men ain't shit regular, right? And we are taking care of the men that are here doing beer joint. It may not look like that to you, but trust me, society is showing that we are being held accountable by it, right? Women are not. Women are not. Women are doing things. Your girl Jada Pinkett count there so and say she had indiscretion, she had entanglements, and everybody was like,
give it that.
right? At first, a few women was like, I got no problem with that. But then she come with the latest ignorance talking about she got 150 acre place and she didn't want it and she didn't know she need to find out what love is. And some women say, all right, you're a little toxic. But the thing about it is it's being said in hushed tones. It's not saying universally, right? Whereas if Will Smith had come out and said, shoot, Will Smith came out and said, well, we've had an open marriage for so and so. And then people literally were sending us message and see, you see, Will Smith wasn't innocent. You see, Will Smith was doing this. So it is like we are held to an account and a standard that women are not. And it is upsetting because at the end of the day, we are trying to change it. We are trying to do the best for our community. And women, while they are trying to do the best for their community in terms of getting their education, raising their station, doing things in a philanthropic way and dealing with their society, with their community, there are situations where women can say and do certain things. Shoot, the other day, last week, when I get on YouTube, I told my father this earlier this week. My father couldn't believe it, right? And the first thing out of his mouth was, wait, that sounded a bit like Adolf. That sound Adolf. The woman said, let's abort black boys. That's the only way we could cull and suppress black men, specifically being such a danger and a threat. There was a rant a woman was doing last week too, where the woman said it very implicitly that we're responsible for everything. We're responsible for wars, we're responsible for famine, we're responsible for
we showed that
everything. We are responsible for everything. Every evil in this world is a man's fault, and that men need to go. Right? We are held to a standard. I have never seen a video from a woman. Well, sorry, that's not true. I have not seen it being widespread and universal where women are holding other women accountable. Some women are. We got Celebrity. She holds women accountable. There's another woman. She named Pink Book Diaries.
Pink Book Lessons.
Pink Book Lessons, right? She's also holding women accountable in some spaces. But the point remains is that it is not wholly and solely women just batting at other women and saying, you can't really say and do that though. You can't behave like that. You can't be twerking like that. You can't be doing this. We had the silhouette. Remember when COVID started? We had the silhouette challenge. We had the bus it challenge. We had all of these challenges. And we saying all the shoot. We did a short where it was a short, or we did it. I can't remember where we talked about it, but a man told his woman, don't be doing a bus it challenge on here.
Yeah, it was short.
And the woman do the bus it challenge. I get done, and she was like, "Oh, you're a weak man. Or you can't stand until you insecure, right?" So I don't know why guys think that think women get all of these free passes. Women are labeled sluts for the streets for doing the same thing as men. Women are held accountable. Erica, women are not held accountable in mainstream. Let us dispel this thing now. Yes, you are saying women don't get free passes, they get labeled as sluts, right? That is one instant. I want you to tell me any others. I want you to list all of the ways women don't get free passes. List all of the ways in society where a woman is not is held to the same standard as a man. I want you to understand something, right? Sorry, Derek. I want you to understand, right? We cannot use the word fat anymore. We cannot. We cannot say anything about a woman's body. She got small bodies, she this, that, the next. We can't say that publicly. I cannot come to this forum and say, I don't want a small body woman. Right? Because then
let's say you don't want a fat woman.
I can't say that. However, a woman can say all of these things in a public forum. A woman can say she doesn't want a small D man. Drake the other day. If Drake, if a woman dealt with a man dealt with a woman and say, well, I was dealing with her and, we had consensual funky stirrings and I was dealing with her and this is the size of her breast and this is the size of her vagina, right? People would say, well, shoot, this man get out here and talk with she business, boy. This man ain't a good. How you could get and do that and treat the woman that? This IG model get and say that the man penis is X amount of size. And it was like, nobody ain't gonna call that out. Like, what you over here talking about the man's size? But that's
this
news.
Woman, this comedian went on CNN and said point blank, she don't want the broad dick. I put it to you, Erica. I put it to you. I ask you the question specifically. Gulf of Mexico, Atlantically. I ask you, Erica. Which man can go on television and get away with saying he don't want no, he don't want no fat women in 2022. He don't want no loud obnoxious women in 2022 and get away with it.
In certain circles,
which one?
In certain circles, the man probably can't even come out and say that he don't want no broke women, because then you can hear that the man is supposed to provide. He is supposed to protect. He is supposed to lead.
So when you come here, Erica, and you say that women don't get all these free passes, it is especially inaccurate.
And I understand
because
that one you came up with. Sorry to cross you there, but that one you came up about being for the streets and being a slut and stuff like that. We give you that. But the reason
I don't, because guess what? Amber Rose could call something called a slut walk, and people will go.
Well, that's number one.
Cool. We glorifying it.
I thought about
so to say that women that's everybody want to be a stripper. No,
you know what?
Everybody want to be a stripper.
You're right, because right.
Everybody want to be a
stripper. You know why you can call?
Oh, could go to she wedding and she asked for all and sundry to see, and we cool with it. We say nothing. We can't say nothing. So to say it, every rapper on the charts to say that shit all these things. And guess what? Guess who is the women in the club dancing to that same music? Yeah, Chris Rock got a hilarious skit where he says the people that dance the most to the misogynistic lyrics is women. And he tell you straight, and there's the song, smack her with the dick, 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 and you say, what's this you saying? I guess what? We do the same thing with Jamaican dancehall. We do the same thing with Jamaican dancehall. You like it, you ignore the lyric. We good with it. Because when Lady Saw come over, Lady Saw was the queen of the dancehall. A woman. Talk about stab out the meat. Correction rod. Healing. You got the good. And when the women sing it, spell it with 3 O's.
The G-O-O-O-D.
Spell it with 3 O's. When they didn't care that the spelling, they forgot. They didn't care that she's talking about somebody else's man. I got your man and you can't do anything about it.
Jim Screechy and stuff, boy.
Yeah, I wanna love that music. But then we see women that's turn wrong. Thank you, Aston. Aston tell you how but she here and do what? Bad and bad. For real. Yeah? So don't come now and say that women don't get passes.
Yeah, because women are trying to reclaim the word slut. There was
reclaim it then.
What it is? Oh, there was this oh my goodness, there was a bunch of women that had they had an Instagram. It was a group of women, and they had an Instagram. What was it? It was Thought Nation, right? They had Thought Nation, local women, and they had Thought Nation, right? And they were trying to reclaim the word thought. Reclaim the word thought, and thought stands for that hole over there. I don't know why you're trying to reclaim something that is disparaging.
Because everybody want to be a stripper.
But
everybody want to be a stripper.
But the point is that as much as women, yes, we get the double standard, right, Erica? We get it. But you don't want to be labeled as sluts. You don't want to be labeled as 40 streets, but getting on tables and twerking. You are.
What is your mirror image?
You are doing the bust it challenge. You are doing.
What is your mirror image?
You are doing the what was the other one? The silhouette challenge.
What is your mirror image? You keep going. They can just keep that coming.
You going with basic dick down or whatever, then bossy dick down or whatever, and 1.5 naked and doing these things.
Right? What is your mirror image?
Taking these sexy pictures. So, in the end, if you see me on Instagram with a photo shoot and I got 2 locks holding and some bales of plant-based material cigarettes, right? If that is what I posting to you, and every time you see me posting, I posting something along that line, you're gonna conclude that that is what I am.
What is your mirror image?
So let us, and I know people can say, oh, but them is illegal things, Neil. I will flip that and say, if I were to start, let's say I'm a legal gun owner. I'm a legal gun owner. I pose with my guns all the time. You know, me and my thugs, me and this and that and next. I am glorifying gang violence. I am glorifying violence, right? But at the end of the day, when a woman can, I never forget this. I saw about 2 years ago a woman post on her Instagram. The woman was naked, or maybe she had on a underwear, but she was naked. Essentially, she had, I think she had money, a gun, and weed in a photo shoot. There's a local woman, and she had that in a photo shoot. And she posed off and saying, "Boss bitch, this, that, the next, and the third, and the fourth." Now, if I see that woman out in the street tomorrow, right, and I conclude with this woman here is a woman that she's about illegal behavior, am I wrong for thinking that? Am I supposed to think that that woman is to integrate into my life where I have a son and I have a certain level of safety and security in my life? Nope. So, as much as I get it, if a woman goes out there and has, and again, let's be honest, Erica, women control access to sex. So if you control access to sex and you giving that sex to everyone, your decision-making skills may not necessarily be the best. Let's be honest. Just like how I am responsible as a man for our relationships, and I date a lot of, as my buddy Kevin would say, Bengal banks. All of these women that I dating.
Low hanging fruit with me.
let's say I dated some women that are known to frequent certain areas at night or known to behave a certain sort of way, right? I ain't gonna call the names. But let's say I had a lady of the night. I date that one woman. I was linked to another woman that is known to, smart every time she talk, got gold teeth. About their pattern she weave all the time and it's effing I don't know, right? You can say, well, Neil like a certain caliber of woman, and that's not going to be in a complimentary way.
Exactly.
So if you are a woman and you control access to sex, and you let everybody get in there. Perfect example. Back in the day, right? We know there had some clubs. Everybody old enough to know the clubs in Barbados. So we had Le Mirage, we had Extreme, and we had, what was the one what was the one they saw in Painful Street?
House.
Huh? Penthouse, right? Penthouse, and we had Extreme. I own an establishment, right? Extreme used to tell you can't come in here with jerseys. You can't come in here with certain pants and certain thing, right? Penthouse letting everybody. I mean, anyway they like. I can ask you, Erica, will you going when the Saturday night come to party? And if you are not going in the penthouse, why? Because you so think of Extreme as a woman and penthouse as a woman, right? So if penthouse letting everybody, anytime, anywhere, anyhow, you are not going to be there. Why? Because it's not conducive to your safety. You may not like that condition. You may feel uneasy. You may not like the plant-based cigarette smoke. You might not like the atmosphere because you feel in danger. You may be more likely to go to Extreme. You get in boxers or to get liver cutters. You can start at a thing, or you go in Champers. People have to have a certain standard for themselves. And if a woman is allowing any and everybody to sample the conky, I look at your resume, I see a man from the Orleans get peace, I see a drug lord up St. Philip get peace, I see all types of people get peace. I can tell myself with this woman here, there's a free for all. The same way if you see me with a woman that is a known street walker, another woman is a known stripper, another woman is a known bashment girl, y'all gonna say when Neil like them sorry. So let's be clear here. When we say when yes, these terms are not necessarily nice and there is a double standard, but let us be clear why it's happening, because women control access to sex. We men don't control access to sex. Erica, if I want to have sex with you, I gonna ask you to have sex. I can't just come and say open inside. My name is Butt and I come here to, I can't say that. I have to ask your permission to be allowed in. So I hope that makes sense to people. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Senate podcast. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get the content coming on the pipeline and share with your friends. Most importantly, share with your friends. We're getting on your chat for me, my brother.
Yeah, let me just check in the chat. We missed a lot. We backtrack a little bit. Steve is saying they're lobbying for pole fitness to be part of the next Olympics.
Pro what?
Pole fitness.
Oh, pole fitness. Okay.
Yeah, everybody talking about the music and stuff like that. You say the same thing with the smart coming out of the bin, says Natalia. To reclaim something means that they claimed it in the first place. Yeah. I don't know why. All right, let me address this. Because this is an offshoot, right? I said it a couple times tonight. Everybody want to be a stripper. Like, everybody want to be a stripper. You got pole classes now. You get a certain aerobics classes and twerking is it. We got workout classes and that kind of thing now. Everybody want to be a stripper, right? And for some reason, we seem to think that men and women can operate the same within a sexual context and it be cool. Men and women have very different results for sexual, I don't want to say misbehavior, but sexual irresponsibility. Men and women have very different results. Right? Yeah, the probability of STIs is the same for both. Well, let me not say so, because apparently women are more susceptible to contracting certain diseases, infections, sorry. But at the end of the day, men don't get pregnant. Don't care how you want to slice it. Men don't get pregnant. And as such, if you go and you decide that you want to operate or you want to reclaim as Tango Fox is saying, reclaim the word thought. You want to be a stripper, you want to be a thotty. If you go there and you get caught, when they say caught, I mean like caught in terms of pregnancy, the consequences for you are very different from the man. I have an ex who used to tell her daughter, a man can always walk me and see he wasn't there. And then the burden is on you to prove that he was. He could walk me and say, yeah, wasn't me. Shaggy style. Right? But me, my power is there, not me. Just walk there. You don't have to carry that child for, as you said, 10 months, Neil. Right? So I understand that y'all want to be sexually liberated and we're talking about, sexual liberation for all, and everybody could who the like, when the like, how the like. But bear in mind, there are consequences. I said it in the monologue earlier. Actions have consequences. It is up to you whether the consequences will be good or bad, right? So Aston is giving Natalia a bit of a catch up on who Brutal is. No worries, Natalia. I am going to organize you. I will be sending those tunes to you as soon as the show is finished. I will send you the corresponding tunes to what Aston is talking.
You know that you're talking about, right? But the other day, I was in my yard talking. For those that don't know, I live right on the main road in Spikestown, right? Don't come at my house, but I live right on the main road, right? So I did tell the person, quite literally, people's past with music blaring, right? All you're hearing is what's the line about the line about the lube, man. That was the line that played at that moment, like hard. She get up in a attitude, reaching the bike for the lube, right? And I like this song so loud, right? That I heard them, obviously where I live. I was hearing that person pass, I always stop like, you madman. And I hear them all getting port further than you madman.
Well, let me give you one about the same song. So I pull up at the stoplight, got my daughter in the car. The stoplight behind his hill, we coming towards Warrens, and in the middle lane, and there's a car in the right lane to go down to Cave Hill. And this song is playing. Right? I can hear this song playing. I look to my right, and there's a young lady playing this song in her car. What I found particularly fascinating is that she had her daughter with her, and they were both enjoying the song. And her daughter is not much older than mine. My daughter is 8 years old, right? I found that particularly fascinating. But yeah.
Basically, young lady, when you grow up, you must let the man hold you by your hair and
go forward.
Anyhow.
The same way you're saying women can promote a more positive image of men by rejecting the thug image, men can do the same by stop liking the artificially enhanced naked IG models and celebrities. Here is the thing about this, Erica. Men have said for forever and a day, for millennia, but it's a time immemorial. They do not like things like beef. They don't like excessive makeup.
Like lashes.
Like lashes and fake nails. But guess what? That matters not to women. Some women, to tell you point blank, them like that. And if you don't like that, well, kick rocks, go and find another basic bitch. That is what one woman told me. Well, not told me. She put it out for everybody to see.
But also, Derek, please consider that when you reject a woman, regardless for whatever reason, you are put on blast. So if a woman that is enhanced approach something like, especially these IG women and stuff like that, but shoot, look at Lizzo. Lizzo she shot at Captain America.
Normal.
And people, and when the man play off and everything like that, people was like, wait, the man didn't want to get Lizzo some forward. Was this here? Do you understand? So as much as you talk about these thoughts on IG and stuff like that there, I mean, we say all the time, we want the men to come off of the enhanced. We want them. Shoot, let me put it to you like this, right? I was a video, a contributor of ours, Kevin, shout out Kevin Manning. He sent me a video this morning. And I actually want to do it as a short, so I ain't gonna really.
Oh, okay.
But really and truly, it is a man approaching a woman. And I said, that is his bad because you do not approach random women just like that. Right? I'm going to double down and say, do not approach none of these women. If these women can run with you and all they got to offer is mark bubbies and mark behind, left them out. That is a failing of men. We agree with that. But also,
be thirsty. No problem.
Exactly. But consider that the same way we have to check ourselves, y'all have to check yourselves too and consider that all some of y'all women doing is getting these enhancements, getting on the Brazil and flying back over the weekend, right? For a couple 10 grand or saying a couple tens of grands, tens of thousands of dollars, and then posting on IG every other post and talking about one of those influencers looking to get a rich athlete to just or shoot.
I don't get tired. We got that culture coming out here in Barbados. Chris Law, I'm sure he's a millionaire, but no.
In the group chat, you hear a certain person promoting a certain business, saying that he's doing a certain tightening of a certain place.
But all right. You see what I mean?
And what was the age group going from?
35, 45. You know what I mean? So just say, there's hope for you ladies out there yet. As I say, slapping the keep on the ground till it got road dust for it, they want respect, right? The ladies are saying I am on thin ice with regard to the nails and the hair and all that. But I'm just saying, ladies, men don't care. A man has never looked at a woman and say, you boy, their eyelashes working, boy.
Them on fleek, my girl.
Yeah.
That
long ponytail that you got there, that lit.
A man never lay down next to a woman after sex and say, you know what drew me to you? It was them nails.
It has never happened. So, you know what I mean? Just putting it out there. Men have said that they don't like these things. Y'all do them anyway. We gotta take it. So, to your point, Erica, you know, about us not liking certain things, it don't matter. It don't matter what we like. It don't matter what we want, really and truly. You know? But yeah, Neil, that's where we at tonight. I don't know if we can open up and see if we can take a call or two.
Open up and take
Ladies
a call.
And gents, you are watching the Senate podcast. We are at 249 subscribers. If we can get to 250, that would be great. That's the first goal we want to get by 250 by tomorrow. Tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody that ain't subscribe, give us a subscribe here, you know. That's interesting, Marley. Well, Michelle Obama is not out here twerking. You don't see, you can't go to Beyonce's page and see she twerking neither. Nor Alicia Keys, nor none so. But let's all we can see for free. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Somebody give us a like, give us a subscribe. I see we got a couple likes here. If you could get the likes up, that'd
Yeah,
be
man.
fantastic.
We can't got 23 people watching and 2 likes. Come on, now.
Yeah, man. Give me a little,
Come on,
a little
come
bit
on,
more
now.
forward.
The man thing, I don't know.
Unless you think that we telling lies, you know. I mean, I try not to tell any lies on this show.
I added up 2 and 2 again. I added 2 and 2 again. 12.
Well, you know, my mouth is always funny.
12.
So we get that, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. You're watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. We got 249 subscribers. We're trying to get to 250 by tomorrow. So somebody do something honorable and give us a subscribe. You don't mind, once we reach 250, then we can push and see if we can get to 300. We're coming up slowly.
You know, it's funny, right? You know, it's funny, right there. You bring up Michelle Obama, right? And I find it funny that a lot of people look at her as the quintessential representation of black women. A lot of women would tell their daughters to be like Michelle Obama, right? As an empowering woman, right? And a lot of these women would make excuses about, you know, reclaiming thought or you know, reclaiming Amber Rose got the slut walk or whatever. A lot of these women would say, well, you know, we should be allowed to twerk and we should be allowed to do this and that and the next. But then if their daughters were to come up and your daughter talking about, yeah, are you there twerking? You looking to take you better and lash them. Yeah. So we gotta be careful. I understand in a vacuum. When a man say we don't really like these things or we don't want this or whatever, you're like, you can't tell me what to do. You're trying to carry back to the 50s and 40s. You're trying to carry back into the oppression and segregation, right? But would you want your daughter to be on her all fours with a camera, twerking her ass off?
Well, some of them might, you know, some of them might, because
it's true. It's true.
That's what they're accustomed to. So, you know me, I like to ask the other question. Would you want your son to bring home a lady like that?
Again.
If you like that, you like it. But you know what I mean? Natalia is saying that I'm on thin ice with the stuff that I be sending her.
Man, Natalia go
as a lead AO, she was watching from Kevin's laptop, but she logged on to say good night and like the video. We appreciate that.
Shout out Kevin and Lee AO. Yep.
SCB likes going up.
Yeah,
100 fold, man. Going up fast. I like it. Bringing half British, I think with the Duchesses behave like this or wear this. Yeah. I mean, that might be an extreme case because those ladies, they got certain restrictions in terms of even the colors they wear and stuff like that. But that's royalty, that's monarchy. We get that. Nobody's saying you to behave like that, but carry yourself. Tango Fox is saying classy, demure, dignified. Classy, demure, dignified does not a slur make. So you gotta choose one.
Yeah, but but there I want twerk.
So twerk.
I want show off my fat ass.
Because you want validation from the streets.
I have big, nice, perky breasts. I want to show them off. Who are you? Who are you? Upholding the patriarchy to tell me as a woman that I am not classy because I showing my ass in a thong in my photo shoot for my birthday. Who are you? Am I not like Michelle Obama?
No, you're not. You're really not. Here's the thing about it, right? I saw a video on World Star yesterday. And I smiled. There was a set of ladies, again, use ladies in its loosest context, right? A set of ladies in a convenience store, and again, twerking. But amongst the crew, there was one Caucasian lady. And I found it particularly interesting that her game was not lifted by being in that group. So let me come again. Let me say what I'm saying. You say iron sharpens iron, right? And you should always be around people who, you know, encourage you to be better. encourage you to want more, encourage you to strive to be better. That's why like certain women have never dated, right? And will never date. You should always strive to be, going forward and get people around you who are willing to do that. It never seems as if, or it didn't seem when I watched this video rather, that this lady was able to, or these black ladies were able to lift her. She just fell in line with what they were doing. And I found that particularly interesting. Because if you see a black woman go around a set of white women, the behavior is very different. The behavior is very different. I am going to send you a graphic now, Neil, that we can get on screen because I found it particularly interesting. Now, when we talk about divesting, because shoot, we might do that Tuesday since we in that kind of theme. When we talk about divesting, this graphic can come back again, right? Since we're talking white and black and all that, right? You should have it there, Neil.
I got it here.
And it is particularly interesting. I want you to see, right? This is a Facebook post from a lady, and this is what she had to say. This is a black woman. This is a black woman. And this is what she had to say about dating, right? Check it out.
You on screen yet? Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Leo calls it code switching. Correct. So she says, I'm going to keep it all the way 100. To be honest, when I dated this white guy, I was on my best behavior. Didn't want to come off ghetto. Didn't want to seem uneducated or loud. So in a sense, I kind of submitted. I know submission is a curse word for women.
But submitted, so she's saying she didn't want to seem uneducated and loud. So by not portraying those things, she submitted. So
hold tight. She didn't want to seem uneducated or loud. She didn't want to come off as ghetto. That, to her mind,
submission
is, but not only that, it is our ethnic and mirror image.
Oh,
Study ahead, folk. She didn't want to come. She dating a white man, and suddenly she is checking her behavior. She don't want to be ghetto because ghetto is what? Black. She don't want to be loud or uneducated. That is what? Black. Says no, when I'm with a black man, I can curse him out because we both know the struggle, and I'm already assuming I know his behavior. Before anyone attacked me, I was so wrong for this. So I give you props for taking up some accountability. She says the things I did for the white guy, I should have for my black men, honestly. To her, uneducated, loud, ghetto. Those are the things associated with black people, Dre. That's where we are in 2022.
Erica, I see you commenting. I want to address this. Okay, Gregory. Why so many Michelle Obama types single are now taking Kevin Samuel's advice? Because, my dear, a lot of women believe that there are something when they really are not. A lot of women feel that they are Michelle Obama and they are not. Because we mistake.
Check Marley's comment.
If they were Michelle Obama, that's exactly what they're saying. Exactly what they're saying. Because
let me give me the Marley a bumper claw.
Because you have to understand something, right, Erica? Like, I understand that a lot of women may have their education, they may carry themselves very fashionable, they may be kind, they may speak very well, and they may portray some characteristics of Michelle Obama. But when you look at the reason why they're single is because in some instances, they either choose the wrong man, or two, they are really aggressive to the man, and because they've had their education and they are in the position that they've had to put on a false masculinity and want the man to be don't want the man to lead. Because one thing that Michelle Obama has that most black women don't see, that some black women don't seem to understand, is that she allowed Barack Obama to flourish and to shine and be the president. A lot of people walking about saying, well, if Michelle Obama then marry Barack Obama, he won't be president. And maybe, I'm sure that maybe that is true, but you know what? She then, but they're saying, well, me and you gonna run for president. She understood her role as a woman. But some black women out there, some women out there, they want to shine just as much as the man. So a lot of women, Michelle Obama, I guarantee you she submits to her husband. I promise you she submits to her husband. And I promise you when you talk to her about submission, she will talk in an honest fashion as to why she has a successful man with the former president of the United States, because she has submitted to the man. But when we bring up submission here with the 20 people that watching, the women in here, they start to cringe. And this is a small sample size of what's going on out there. So the reason why that a lot of women are seeking Kevin Samuels' advice is because they can't rationalize how they think they're like Michelle Obama but are single. They believe that they could raise the net, they could make a man president, but they are single. But they're not being honest and open with themselves. That they either choose a dad, they are not Michelle Obama, and they are just argumentative and think under the guise of being independent and strong.
Route of a delivery.
All the things, Neil. Because you look like Michelle Obama or because you went to school like Michelle Obama does not mean that you are Michelle Obama. Fergie is here saying that she made more money than Barack Obama. How many of you black women making more money than you're a man? And you can be there, you can be cool. And you can be there cool and supportive.
Because
like, yeah, man, go hubby, go.
Because we talked about the example earlier tonight about a man, the delivery man carrying woman at UE. The fruit vendor, the woman want another man. So let us understand what it is. A lot of women believe that they're of a certain standard. Shoot. If you were to honestly walk around and ask women how they see themselves, they're going to put up their chest and say, I am an 8, 9, or 10.
Yep. Michelle Obama is a very attractive woman.
She's a very attractive woman. And then when you take into all of the other considerations, she is easily between an 8 and a 10 for me. Right? When you look at people like Beyonce, when you look at people like Rihanna, when you look at these people, shoot, if you go on looks alone, you will say Rihanna is an 8. You will say Michelle Obama is an 8. Beyonce is a 9. You will go down the line for me. Eva Mendes is a 12. But the point is that a lot of women will get out there and say, I am a 10. I am a 9. And when you say, if you ask me if I am how I rate myself, I ain't nowhere near Morris Chestnut. I ain't nowhere near Will Smith. There's no way I can come out here and say, well, I's a 10. I's a 9. I know I got it like that. I got cute eyes. No. But a lot of women walk around fooling themselves, deluding themselves, believing that because we have this empowerment movement, that they are of a high quality standard and they are divas and they're on the same level of some of these women that they admire and aspire to. You could be a 10 and a 9 and twerking for Instagram, and every other pic is a bikini, and talk about you single because you got your education as a lawyer and use take care of yourself and you speak well and stuff like that. You got all your degrees and you met certain figures, and you want to know why you single? I like Michelle Obama. But when they scroll through Instagram, I saying you talking about how hot girl summer and you both there skinning out in a fat. It ain't lining up. So if the reason why I am single, the reason why I am broke is because I know I am Will Smith. I know that I am not on that level. I'm aspiring to be on that level. I'm aspiring to get there. But you can walk around and tell me, you come to me and say, well, Neil, how would you rate yourself? But I remember one time somebody asked me that, right? And I answered it and said, I am a 5. I am about average or just above. The person said, oh, you're just looking for compliments. You know that you ain't a 5 and this and that. The next, you's one of these men that really think and think. I have been told so many times about my appearance and how I carry myself with the women that I have dated that I am of a certain caliber, right? But I don't see myself like that. Why? Because it ain't like I gotta be like Drake walking about with hot sauce to protect my assets. You understand what I'm trying to say? Oh my God. I understand very well where I am and what is my situation. I am very well aware of the things I need to fix and I need to work on. A lot of women walking around are literally don't understand why they're single. And you know, and you know, and you
See it
know.
there.
Oh, I see somebody here. Oh, and before I let in this person, you're not taking accountability for where you are in your life. So you are single, and it's everybody's fault. Everybody's fault. But yours.
And you ain't fixing nothing.
And you ain't fixing nothing. Anyhow, we got somebody here. Let me add him. I'm sorry. I know I was on my little soliloquy there. So
no, man. Actually, you're preaching. You're preaching tonight, so it's just let you go, man. Ladies and gents, again, we're watching the Senate podcast here on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Let me get the likes up. Yeah, man.
All right, let me.
Yeah. I see this just a sports show just logged in.
Shout out Justin.
You heard that you were here preaching. I think you missed the end of the sermon, so you might go back a little bit.
Yeah,
he was preaching for real.
Let me see if we got this guest here. Hi, good night, guest. Are you still there? Hello. You can hear him there? No, I can't hear him. All right, let me work on getting that fixed.
Hello?
Oh yeah, I can hear him now. There you are. All right, call it good night. Just let us know who you are and what was the damage, what's the happenings.
This is Romel.
Okay, no,
Romel, what's going on?
Yeah, quiet, man. I was listening to y'all guys for a little bit. I was in and out of the chat a little bit, being busy and stuff. I admire how you always try to put over all the information, but I find sometimes that some of the messages being lost, I think, on their end at times. I don't know if he's being a devil's advocate in terms of trying to push across the narrative that sometimes women, I probably may be getting it wrong, but women have no accountability for the things that are happening. And I feel that sometimes we as men need to put on we foot. We try to assign blame sometimes. We ain't got to assign blame. Here we're going. We here. We got a job to do. We need to get up and do our job. We was here first. That's the long and short of the story. If we're going from a narrative based on, you know what the Christian standards may be, or just, by design in general, we were here first, and we need to lead the narrative.
When you say we were here first, just explain that.
Men.
I understand, but just explain the context where we were here first.
As in, how everything is structured. If you look at how things are structured, basically men have done everything. People don't want to acknowledge that, but if you look at some of the best designers in the world, architects, engineers, women have had, via this Western culture, we have a sense of entitlement, especially the women. But if you look at other cultures, women is really but getting noticed, which is not necessarily correct. But at the end of the day, this Western culture we live in, we being in the West Indies, and we have Canada, we have Europe, we have the United States, we have England. And Australia seems to be a country that's pushing the narrative of this feminism thing a lot. And for my one part, I think that sometimes we as men have allow for the woman mediocre tutorials, and you say the viscous innards has gotten to us to the stage where we're starting to move a bit soft. In my personal opinion, we're moving a bit soft. I'm not saying to be dominating and controlling and be a dictatorship, or as they put it, the patriarchy, but at the end of the day, it's about competency. If a man or woman is competent, allow them to carry on. But I find that a lot of us sometimes, man, the men especially, find, man, we got to put our foot down and handle the business. We know we got jobs to do, we just do it. My old man did that. He's no longer with us, but you got a job to do, just do it.
But here's the problem, Romel. Your old man is from a different generation. A lot of people don't want men to put their foot down. That's the point. The point is men putting their foot down. And let's say, for example, saying, don't be twerking, putting people on the internet, don't be doing these challenges, don't be, carrying yourself in these sort of ways. We are told that we are being misogynistic and archaic in our thinking. You understand what I'm saying? So as much as you say put your foot down and do what we have to do, the problem is when it comes to first things first, in the whole black image and community, that is a man-woman thing. That both of us need to work on our various communities together and separately to get this community to where we want it to be. Right? So that's number one. Number two, As much as you say, put your foot down and do what you gotta do. We men do that. We've been doing that, and we will continue to do that. We will continue to do what we have to do. But there are certain things that we need women to do. Relationships, the feminine energy and feminine energy in our lives and domestication. Shoot, the ability to procreate. We need women. So, and as Dare always says, and I quite agree, women want to behave badly. Women want to be able to do and say and move how they want. In part, I was watching a video today that Erica sent me actually, and it was in part because I don't know if it's in part that they want to get back at us for how things were before. I don't know if they want to, they're now empowered to a point where they're obviously the most liberated, educated, etc., and they want to just push the envelope to see how far they can go and what they can do and just wild out. Because when we look at human history, let's be honest, last 50, 70 years is a short time in comparison to the rest of human history, recorded human history. So it's a drop in the bucket to where they are. So I liken it to the first time that you get to party. You've lived your life sheltered, never went anywhere, you never was allowed to go, you couldn't stay up past 10 o'clock, but your mother say, you know what, you have a certain age, you can go with your friends, but just get in here at 1 o'clock. You can go and do the most. You can see alcohol, you can try that. You can try plant-based cigarettes, you can try that. You can see women walking up, you can try that. You can try everything. Why? Because you have been sheltered for so long and not been exposed to something, and you have now suddenly been allowed access to a whole wide range of behaviors and situations. So, to your point, putting our foot down is not as simple as you put it. Yes, your old man would have done it. Shoot, we got examples before. And the funny thing about it is, a lot of my male friends are married, and they in their marriage put their foot down too, but not in the way our parents and our grandparents did. It obviously looks different in 2022. But still, they portray the masculine energy, and the women have to submit to their feminine energy. And conversely to that, women, when they lead in certain situations, men, they let the woman, they submit to the women. But on the flip side, we can't just, we try to put we foot down, bro, but we could get canceled easily out here.
All right. I heard this a few things, and I can try to, from my understanding of it, will you just describe to me, when you talk about the women want to behave, that's not like a child. We sound like if we are describing children. Okay? And for my one part, that ain't true. Because when you got women that you give a very good example. And for my one part, I can be real with you. This is the same fact you sport to a while back.
Yeah, we know exactly who you are, man.
But I try to keep it 10, right? But I just want these real.
I thought you things.
Real, brother.
I just want these real ones. I could call names of women that I deal with. Let me tell you something.
Don't do that though. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, it's fine. No, I know you don't want to get in trouble. You wanna go a whole one on, but I just want these radicalists. I do not care. And when I say that, I mean I don't play any kind of games. You see, I from that listen. We ain't dealing with children. Okay, these women want to be acknowledged and accepted and all this blah 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 blah. I'm not talking about being a dictator. I'm not talking about being a bully. I'm just saying, know yourself. Like you were just mentioning about a party going on in a party. The scenario you give is a bit off. I can explain why. Your parents ain't letting you go at 10 to gonna be. You gotta sneak out with your friends. I'm gonna down know where the gun and other boy you're at extreme.
Well,
go.
My
unless you got parents that real like that got all corners of the house under control and governance, you don't know how you're moving.
Well, to that in my experience and most of my friends' experience, we were afforded a level of responsibility at a certain time. So it wasn't like I only know one friend that used to lie and say he was one place when he was saying else. But really and truly, our parents trusted us to say it's like almost like, all right, you can have an inch. Let me see if you can take a mile. You know what I mean?
For sure, I get that. Understood. And well, I guess for me, it's more lines of, well, here we're going to use a young man. I can't keep your shouting then because I ain't creating a duffy, not a puppet. However, as you said, we can see how you can play this game out.
Yep.
And you know what? You're going you did a couple of things. First, you know the girl thing, you seen the girls, whatever. It ain't gonna be all crazy. You can play kind of cool. But that's beside the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm making is this: when they said put your foot down, I don't mean as into like, ma, you can't do this, you can't. No, have a level of reasoning and logic and apply it, and you
Uh-huh.
stand by it regardless. It don't matter. And if she
That's
cannot
the problem, though,
fulfill,
Romel. The standing by it. That's where the problem comes for us.
and you see me, I grew up in a household where my father, and I respect, he passed now, but I understood and love what he was saying. It was not domineering, it was not controlling. It was a matter of order. There was an order. There's a hierarchy, there's an order. And it will and shall be upheld. Even if sometimes his own words used to put him in trouble because he held himself to that standard. But that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you give instructions, not an order, instruction, and everybody comes together, everybody say, okay, we agree or we disagree, fine. By the end of the day, the men are at the helm of the shit. Now the women obviously could give their input because they have, you have children. I think the family unit is nuclear unit. But when we find that you said women want to be out here, in most cases, women feel that they have the right to behave the way they behave because of their education and whatnot. Well, let's be real, men carve the way. I heard you mention of a scenario where the guys paying for the education. That's paying for education.
But Ramel,
Thousands of dollars.
But some women would say that the reason why men pave the way is because they created the system to allow themselves to pave the way, and women only now are finding the equality. Listen.
Slavery was created by men to enslave other men.
Oh, rascal! Say that again.
Slavery was created by men to enslave other men. Well, then got me beat. Why I understand that logical level.
But that's the pro. I am. Yo, if you were here, I would give you a high five, dog. Because
that's logic.
But that is something that people missing. A lot of people claim patriarchy. Black women just tell men about patriarchy, and it is like
what they need to
you
do
understand.
Is what his daughter Jordan Peterson. She's daughter Jordan Peterson. That man is one of the last.
Yeah.
That is one of a white Canadian, French Canadian at that.
Mm-hmm.
Is one of the last few men that to me speaks the unadulterated truth. You see the 12 Rules for Life, that book, let me tell you something, man. You see that book in itself, that book is damn near like damn near next to the Bible, in my opinion. in terms of how you should carry yourself as a human being, not just a man or woman, gender-wise, human being.
Mm-hmm.
Have respect for yourself, have some sort of self-worth. But everybody reaching for this so-called, trying to put themselves above the other. But for what? At the end of the day, men and women are different and they're the same. Equal opportunity don't necessarily bring equal outcome. And that's a proven fact. Equal opportunity does not necessarily yield equal outcome. You put women and men in the same environment, and in some cases, we just gravitate towards certain things. Yes, you may go a few women that may go in that direction. That is fine. Just how you got a few men and go in a certain direction. That is fine. But if you look at numbers, as Jay-Z and all the top other rappers that follow said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Put numbers on the board. So again, I think that the so-called patriarchy that people are mentioning is somewhat a myth. Is more of not patriarchy, but if you are competency. You have a level of competency. Can you handle the job?
Yeah, and Jordan Peterson talks about that as well in terms of people mistake competency for power. And when people think power, that's where people start to get caught up because they start to think. Neil said it. You hear the word submit, suddenly people start to bristle. People start to cringe, just by hearing the word. So people seem to think, well, not people, but we know what I mean.
Yeah,
seem to think when you talk about submission that you mean, servitude, and they come beating you down with a stick. It's not that. But that's the perception we have.
YouTube and Skype have laws in terms of how you should carry yourself on their platform. Is that servitude or is that following instructions?
Following instructions.
Following instructions. If you want to keep your job, you go and you fill out application and you have the prerequisites or you have the qualifications and you go into their workplace. You can't go into their workplace and be doing because you'll become immediately redundant.
Correct.
I got to think for that.
Last night I told a friend of mine, submission. We submit every day.
For sure.
We submit to somebody every day.
Every day.
The oxygen.
When it comes
to impulses, everything.
But for some reason, when we talk about the man-woman dynamic,
Can't submit to it.
Submission is a curse word, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, Romel, thanks so much for calling in.
No problem.
As usual, a real good contribution. Really appreciate it.
problem at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, thanks a lot, brother.
Very good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Anybody else want to call in? Feel free, hit the link. Come through.
Let me have a conversation. I see Erica saying black women were enslaved too. I think you missed the point. The point is that black people were enslaved by white men. They created the patriarchy. So when black women talk to black men about how the patriarchy benefits them as men, that is not true. You understand? When you say things like black women are more oppressed than black men, that simply is not true. So yes, black men. Huh?
Ain't even understood that. You know what I mean? And this is what I love, right? This is truly what I love about these discussions, right? You can present evidence, you can present facts, and if it doesn't support the point, they're discarded. You know, they're ignored. And then we go to the Me Tooism, the whataboutism. You know, the reality is, as I would have highlighted earlier in the show, there are certain things black women can do that certain things black women can do that black men just cannot. And that's the reality. You know what I mean? That's the reality.
I remember when I first said in this space that black men and when I said men and women are not the same, people raised eyebrows and had things to say. We are not the same. I'm not saying you are better or not. The point is that let us be honest. If social media to me is a exaggeration of human society, and if on that, how many women you see get canceled on social media there? How many times have you seen? I'm not saying that men should not be canceled for doing terrible things, huh? But you bring up this example all the time about how there's a movie called Hustlers, based on Cardi B admitting that she used to rob men by drugging them.
Yep.
But nobody ain't canceling Cardi B. Matter of fact, we showed a graphic earlier with her and Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Grinding on stage.
Doing it like.
So
as a matter of fact, that was at the Grammys.
That was at the Grammys. So let us be honest, and this goes back to what Erica was saying about free passes. I understand that the slut shaming and everything that is a double standard, right? But I already covered why that is so, because y'all control access to sex. We don't. So if you let everybody walk in the club and they ain't even paying much or nothing, shoot, they just walk in, take up a plate and left. What sort of establishment you running? You understand what he's saying?
So everyone may come.
Right? And the second point I want to make is that, what was the point we want to make? I lost my train of thought. We was talking about, Erica was saying, oh land boy, that's old age people.
Yes.
It counts for all of us. It is what it is. Let me check and see if we got any more calls. Right. So back to what we were talking about tonight. Thank you, Marley, for reminding me about canceling. The point is that women get free passes at nearly every situation for bad behavior. Yeah? Every situation for bad behavior. Shoot, as a matter of fact, right? I would even go a little further. It's not even about free passes. You always be given an inch and take a yard. Because again, hot sauce woman, why did she do it? Think about the mentality you have to go in a garbage to get a used condom to pour inside you. Because she knows that the system is for her. Yeah. That is not even a free pass. That is her taking a mile. And I know you can say, oh, celebrity this and that and next. That happens here to no the van driver. That does happen here. That has happened to men. A woman who just want to get pregnant. I want to get pregnant for this man, so let me get through trash and get this condom. Because when they go to court, for whatever reason you do it, you can go to court and the man can say, the court can say,
well, you gotta pay. That's it.
So I understand free passes, but let's be honest. Erica, I don't know And it's interesting because I would like to have this conversation. You want him like to call in or whatever, but I would like to have the conversation to what disadvantage do you see for black women? What do you see that black women? What are the reasons and the situations you see that black men get more advantages and benefits than black women?
That would be an interesting conversation to have.
So
yeah, man. We need that kind of thing, boy.
Yes, sir.
That time.
I ain't seen nobody else.
Long. But yeah, man. Folks, this has been the Senate Podcast on YouTube. One more time, you can like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to ensure that you don't miss any of the content that we got coming for you guys, right? You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. All right. Neil and I, we don't make up the rules. We just make sure you know what they are, right? Be the best version of you for you, and we will see you guys next week. Look out for a short coming tomorrow. Be here over here.
It's a contaminated environment. You know, two about that.